All right. Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the Women's Vibrancy Code podcast. We get to talk about Boudoir with Liz Hansen today, which I think is going to be a really fun conversation, and look forward to learning more about you, Liz, and your work and why and what. And for listeners, they're like, what is that? And why would I do that? Before I read her bio, something I was about to say when we were off camera, Liz, that I think is relevant for two of my women's retreats. We were together for, 3 or 4 days, really deepening into our feminine energy. And for these two retreats, there was a lot around expanding our relationship with our sensuality and our sexuality, and really helping women build their confidence and come alive. And for the VIP clients, they stayed for an extra day. And the next morning, they all got a massage. And then they all got hair and makeup. And they all received a boudoir photo shoot to capture the power and the essence that came from that experience. I think it's so potent and so valuable to capture those images. And sometimes we get caught up in, oh, my body's not the best. But every single woman still, the last one probably 5 years ago. And I still occasionally will get a message from a woman going, I still have those pictures and they're treasured.
I love that you offered that. I love that part of deepening, like you said, your feminine energy and getting more in touch with your body and your sensuality involved creating art where the subject of the artwork is the woman's body. I absolutely love that.
So Liz Hansen is the owner and photographer at Chicago Boudoir Photography. So yes, she's in Chicago. Anybody in the area, yes, you're going to be able to go see her. For those of you that are listening, if you're not in the Chicago area, you're not in the United States, we will talk a little bit about how her work, she still has things for you. So it's a boutique studio that empowers women to feel confident in their bodies, relationships, and lives. Liz opened her commercial studio in 2018 and has since photographed more than 2,000 women. She's been featured on the TEDx stage, on NPR radio, and the Association of International Boudoir Photographer. She holds a BA in art and education and lives in Chicago with her husband and 2 teenage daughters. Okay, so first question, what brought you to boudoir? Like, why this? There's got to be a story.
Yeah, well, if you don't even know what we're talking about, boudoir or boudoir is just a fancy French word that means a woman's bedroom. What I do at my photography studio is I've created a safe space where women can come and create sexy, sensual photos of themselves and feel more confident in their own skin. So I started out as a quote unquote normal photographer doing weddings, babies, families. And about a decade ago, I heard about boudoir and I was intrigued and I decided to sign up for a shoot for myself where I was the subject of the pictures, not the photographer, right? So even though I had a background in photography, I'd never done anything like this for myself. I signed up for the photo shoot. I was very nervous. This was very much out of my comfort zone. I had grown up in a conservative household where, quote unquote, good girls didn't do things like this, right? So it felt a little bit naughty for me to go take pictures in my underwear and nude photos, right? But I did it, and the photographer was fantastic. And I am not exaggerating when I say that that experience was transformative for me. I walked out of that photo shoot ready to show up in bigger and better ways in my life. A short time later, I decided that I wanted to offer that same experience to other women. I wanted other women to feel that confidence, that power, that passion that I had felt during my photo shoot. So I decided to open up a boutique studio that just specialized just in boudoir and just in female empowerment. I've been doing that now for almost 8 years and just loved every minute of it.
From the 2,000 women that you've photographed, what do most of them do with the photos? Give some stories of afterwards. What do those pictures become?
So the boudoir photo shoot has 2 parts, right? It's coming in for the shoot and having that experience, and then having the pictures afterwards to enjoy for years to come. And both are important and both are valid. And I have women in my studio who come for all kinds of reasons. I have some people who are there for happy reasons, right? They are getting married to the love of their life. They're having their first baby. They're celebrating their 40th birthday, something like that. I also have women who come in for harder reasons. Maybe they have a breast cancer diagnosis. Maybe they've had a loss in their life. Someone has died and they want to feel alive again. Maybe they've escaped a domestic violence relationship. There's a lot of reasons why women might choose to do boudoir. They're all good reasons. A story that I'll never forget is Sarah, who came into the studio and has given me permission to share her story. She was 41 and had 2 young kids when she had a massive heart attack in the middle of the night. And they managed to call the paramedics. And in the ambulance on the way to the hospital, she literally died and was brought back to life by CPR. And over the course of the next few months, she had to have like a dozen surgeries to fix her heart and save her life, right? And she ended up with scars like up and down her torso. And on the 1-year anniversary of her heart attack, she decided she wanted to be with me in the Boudoir studio to celebrate being alive. She did not want me to Photoshop out her scars. She wanted to take nude photos that celebrated those scars rather than hiding them. And she just wanted to be proud of that body that had been through so much and was allowing her to still live and breathe today. So I will say you don't have to have a heart attack to get to that place where you want to celebrate your body for what it is and what it does to you.
Gosh, it's so powerful. I mean, I could just, as you were describing it, I could see the photos of women before and after mastectomies, the women before and after hair loss. I have a client who recently lost more than 150 pounds and before having skin removal surgery, had boudoir photos to really celebrate the body that she had to be able to release the excess skin. I'm also thinking for women in that perimenopause and menopause journey, as their role in society and the home and the world is changing and their body is changing and they're approaching the loss of menstruation and the change in role in the world, I can really see that being a really empowering time. Or for pregnancy and postpartum, I mean, it's endless because a lot of my audience really are in their 40s, 50s in this perimenopause and menopause chapter. What role do you see a boudoir shoot playing for that woman who's home, feeling the churning, feeling the changes in who she is and how her emotions feel and how she reacts and who she wants to be in relationships and her desires changing and she's becoming a little bit more unapologetic and a little bit more fierce with her words. And she's also noticing her body's changing. Maybe her breasts are getting larger. Maybe she's putting on a little bit of belly weight. Maybe gray hairs are starting to come in, all of that variation. What has your experience been for that woman?
Part of the experience of being a woman is that your body changes, right? Every chapter we have, like you said, maybe you've had children, maybe there's postpartum, maybe there's perimenopause, maybe there's menopause, right? And it's endless. Change is constant, right? And one of the purposes of boudoir is to celebrate your body and your life in each chapter. So you don't have to be young, thin to do a boudoir photo shoot. Of course you can, but you are also worthy of being documented and photographed in each chapter of your life. Many of the women who come to my studio are 40 plus, 50 plus. I had a woman just 2 weeks ago who was 73, loved having her. Part of the message of boudoir is that you don't have to fit into narrow beauty standards. There isn't just one way to be that is worthy or acceptable. Bodies are bodies. Bodies change. Bodies sometimes do weird stuff. And yet you are worthy of showing up and being documented and you are valuable. So I hope that you'll do a boudoir photo shoot now. I hope you'll do it in 5 years. I hope you do it in 10 years. I hope you do it in 15 years. Because what boudoir says is, I matter. I don't have to hide. That's the message that you are sending yourself and the world when you create pictures like this.
So good. And I imagine some women might just keep it for themselves as their own experience. In my scenario, I did turn the photos into a book that was a gift for my husband for Father's Day that he has. It was a really sweet moment, the way that I gave it to him and the messages that were on each page. I would love to talk a little bit because it sounds like you do really deep, profound work with women leading up and during the photo shoot itself to support confidence, to support love of their body. For a woman who's listening, what suggestions would you have for her just today to start allowing confidence to bubble up from within her, allow love of her body and all the curves and all of the stretch marks and scars and changes or not, but just to be in that place of self-love?
Yes, self-love and self-confidence is not a thing that you have. Like you either have it or not have it. It's like a decision you make. So you can just decide right here, right now, I love myself and I have confidence. You don't have to do anything or achieve anything in order to have confidence. You can just decide to have it. There is no like threshold you have to cross over to be ready for a boudoir photo shoot. Ready is just a decision. You just decide to do it. You don't have to be anything or do anything because boudoir is just about documenting you just as you are. That being said, I'm going to be with you on your journey every step of the way. I'm going to be here supporting you and coaching you. I know this is probably out of your comfort zone. I know you probably don't wake up every day and take pictures in your underwear unless you're a lingerie model and you're listening to this podcast, right? So that means I'm going to take a lot of care in the preparation of your photo shoot, during the photo shoot, and after the photo shoot to make sure that you're supported during this experience. It all starts with a phone call, right? And during that phone call, I'm going to find out about you and your goals. What do you want to feel during this photo shoot? What kind of wardrobe are we going to pull for you? What kind of lighting? What lights you up? What makes you excited about boudoir right now? Why are we talking now as opposed to last month or next month, you know? And then when you, on the day of your photo shoot, you just show up with clean, dry hair and no makeup on. Basically, just you as yourself. And we're going to take it from there. I have a beauty team ready to do professional hair and makeup for your photo shoot. You can do a very glam look with lashes and red lip if you want to have that kind of very glamorous look, or we can go natural and you can look like you just rolled out of bed. Either way, we're going to get you camera ready. During the photo shoot, I'm going to tell you exactly what to do and how to pose. You don't have to know how to do this. You don't have to practice in front of a mirror. Just come and I will coach you. We'll have music on. There'll be a little bit of dancing. It will be very fun. And then I do something very cool that a lot of photo studios don't, which is right after the photo shoot, before you even leave the studio, I'm going to show you a slideshow of your pictures on a screen at the studio. The instant gratification, of course, is very fun, but also I want you to see yourself as your fabulous, strong, amazing self without any Photoshop, without a filter. I want you to see yourself as the goddess that you are right then and there, because that moment will be powerful for you. That reveal. Women sometimes start crying, right? Because they've never seen themselves like this. They've never seen themselves appreciated like this. They've never seen themselves as a work of art that they always were. So those things create a whole experience. You're going to be at my studio for like a half day. It's about you being the queen for the day and being just pampered and showered with the love that you deserve.
What if the reason you wake up exhausted even after a full night's sleep has nothing to do with your age, your schedule, your willpower? I'm Maraya Brown, a certified nurse midwife and vitality strategist. And after 2 decades supporting high-achieving women around the world, I've discovered what's really draining your energy and why most doctors miss it entirely. If you've been battling brain fog, bloating, weight that won't budge, or that nagging sense that something just feels off, you need to watch this. I created a short, powerful video that walks you through the hidden hormone chaos behind burnout and exactly how my clients turn things around in just 90 days. So click the link in the show notes to watch. It's completely free, and it might be the most important 10 minutes you spend on yourself this year. Again, click the link in the show notes, and I'll see you there. There's so much this makes me think about, and one is our relationship with aging, especially in the United States. And I'm imagining a lot of places around the world. We live in a culture that is kind of afraid of aging. And there's the anti-aging movement, which of course we want to live long, healthy lives. But there's the other piece around aging where elderly are kind of dismissed and hidden in long-term care facilities. And particularly, I've heard many women say beyond age 65, they go to a restaurant and they're seated in the back, kind of made a bit more invisible. And to accept that time is passing by, we are aging, and allow ourselves to capture this moment and allow it to feel potent and powerful and confident now. And then again, maybe 5 years from now and 10 years from now to really capture it. And then I'm also thinking for the VIP clients that I watched do boudoir, one did it in just a robe, right? For me, there was one of the shots that I was just wearing a white towel. And ironically, that photo was just, I was featured on the front of Vanity Fair. And it was that photo. It looks very professional, kind of. It's racy. But little does anyone know, that was actually part of a boudoir shoot. And so there's variations. I mean, I imagine sometimes, yes, they're in lingerie and super exposed and a lot of skin, but there's also women can be as demure as they would like to if they embrace the journey as like, what is my intention?
Yeah. So boudoir is not about how much skin you show. It never has been, right? Like we all know that there are very sexy moments when you have clothes on, right? And there are very unsexy moments when you have no clothes on, right? Like the amount of clothing you're wearing does not determine like the sexiness of the moment, right? We can all imagine it, right? You go in for a mammogram and you're naked, but it's like there's nothing sexy about it, right? But you can be fully dressed and have like a lot of sexy vibes, right? So what boudoir is about is, yes, you can show skin. Of course you can show skin in boudoir, but that's not the whole point of it. The whole point of it is to step into your power, to show and say and stand up and be seen in an artful, sensual way. And a lot of us, especially as we age, we think that that's no longer available to us. Well, I'm this age, so I no longer can show up in this way. We have these stories we tell ourselves like, oh, well, if I'm over 65, I'm in the back of the restaurant. That means I'm invisible, right? But it doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to think that thought. You don't have to buy into that narrative. You can think, I am sexier today than I've ever been. As I age, I grow more confident. I become more myself. You can rewrite the script. And boudoir can help you do that if you want it to.
So true. I lived in Hawaii for 8 years. Just living in a beach culture where you're at the beach and everybody's in a bathing suit, regardless of age or size or shape. And I don't know about you, but I feel like moving into a geography where there are seasons and we cover up more, there's just a different relationship with bodies. And so just to be able to liberate the freedom and beauty that comes in this spectacular meat suit that is breathing and functioning and taking us through our day, it just seems like such an amazing opportunity to really shift the mindset, to come from that place of I am beautiful and I am confident and I'm going to show it and I'm going to capture it in imagery.
And it's interesting. Women tell me all the time, I initially decided to sign up for this to create a book for my boyfriend, to create a book for my partner, right? And that's a great reason. It makes a fantastic gift, right? But what they realize when they get into the experience, it's not just for a partner, it's also for them, right? Because yes, giving of yourself to a partner is very sexy. Wrapping up that book is a great gift. And part of the gift that you're giving them is that you went and did this thing. You went and put yourself out there. You went and took a step into the unknown. You stepped outside of your comfort zone. There's like, an old folk tale about a man who brought, probably in Hawaii, like a special seashell to someone in his family as a gift. And they said, oh, this is such an amazing shell. I know you can only find those on the whole other side of the island. And the man says, well, the long walk was part of the gift. So part of the gift of boudoir is that you went and did this intimate thing that may have been a little bit difficult for you, but you did it anyway. And that in itself builds your own self-confidence.
It's about the journey, not the destination. And it sounds like you hold a really sacred container, not just for the sake of some sexy photo, but who we be and who we become along the process, and to really allow this to be for ourselves, really any photo shoot, but something that has the intention of this is me allowing my power and my sensuality and my sexuality to be fully expressed.
And documented, right? So there's one thing to look in a mirror and feel great about yourself. Please do that. But taking a photo is more durable, right? You can look back on those pictures in the way that you can't look back on your reflection. We honor art in our society, right? Like art museums, like some of the most precious items that go for millions of dollars are paintings and sculptures, right? We understand intrinsically how valuable art is. But sometimes as women, we have to understand that our bodies are works of art, and a photo of that masterpiece is valuable, powerful, just like a Van Gogh or a Monet.
I sure am grateful, really, for every photo shoot we've done, family photo shoots, branding photo shoots, as well as boudoir. It's so fun to look back.
You love the photos now, but imagine in 5 years, in 10 years, right? Looking back on baby pictures of your little kiddos, right? Like you wish you had more of them, right? You wish you had more photos, right? So photos they grow in value over time. So that's something to keep in mind too. Do it now because you'll love them in 5 years too.
Really, truly do it now. And if you're thinking about doing it, please do it with a photographer that this is what they specialize in, because so much of it is also building up. There is a reason why all the women got a massage first, to help your nervous system feel calm and centered, to allow your feminine juiciness to well up and allow your confidence to well up from within you, and to have a boudoir photographer that's there trained and this is what they do to help you along that journey. Okay, so for those that are listening, one, if they're going to be in the Chicago area, how do they find you? I mean, we have listeners from all over the world. If they're just curious to learn more or they want to follow you, or it sounds like you have some free giveaways, can you just share a little bit about in that realm?
Yes. So Boudoir is my business and my studio is here in Chicago. I'd love to meet you if you decide to travel here or you're in the area. But I have this broader mission to help women feel more confident and empowered. And so if you go to my website, which is chicagoboudoir.com, boudoir is a tricky word to spell. It's BOUDOIR.com. You'll find a lot of free resources I have there, a free ebook on confidence, a quiz you can take, things like that. I'd love to be in touch with you.
And it sounds like you have a TEDx talk too, so they could listen to that.
Yep, get a whole TED talk, about how to appreciate your nude body.
Do you do any work virtually for women in the realm of like one-on-one or group coaching to help in their journey of confidence?
I haven't done that yet, but I would love to get started with a retreat like what you do. And I'm currently working on a book that's coming out about self-love.
Okay, so follow Liz Hansen. Stay tuned when her book comes out. We'll all have to get it. Any last parting words for our listeners?
If there's something big in your life that you are wanting to do, start a business, get in a relationship, get out of a relationship, whatever it is, if there's something that's like kind of pushing you to take a next step, just encourage you to do it. If you don't have the self-confidence yourself right now, borrow a little of mine and just take that next step into the unknown. Almost everything you want in life is on the other side of fear. Take that step, do it boldly, and you will reap rewards.
I can think of so many scenarios. If you're newly single, if you're just starting menopause, thinking about getting a new job, if you've been in a long-term marriage and you're just feeling a little like the zest is lost, to revive that. I mean, there's so many reasons to step outside the comfort zone and do a boudoir shoot. I can tell you in my scenario, it was so worth it. And of course, I'll do another one. Maybe I'll fly to Chicago. Who knows? In the meantime, thank you for listening. I honor everyone's time. It's not spending our time, it's investing our time. So I appreciate that we've all invested our time on this topic of self-love and really allowing our power and our beauty to be fully expressed and captured through boudoir photography. With that, please leave a lovely rating and review for the Women's Vibrancy Code podcast. Go over and find Liz Hansen, get in contact with her, and appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and ta-ta for now.